More details on Will Ospreay's New Japan Pro Wrestling contract, when it actually expires, and if New Japan has given him their blessing to talk with other companies over signing a new contract, possibly paving the way for Ospreay to sign with AEW as soon as this weekend at AEW Full Gear, along with other companies being interested in the former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. Also, details on Megha Parekh stepping back from AEW, if it's only to do with other project or if there's more to it. According to some WWE sources, they expected New Japan, Stardom and Bushiroad star Julia to be at the WWE Performance Center this week. Of course, it didn't happen. We'll let you know why. AEW President Tony Khan opens up on Adam Cole's recent injuries. WrestleMania 40 week editions of Raw and SmackDown are undergoing some major changes right now. An update on one significant push for a star in the AEW Women's Division, and WWE and the Rotunda family launched a Bray Wyatt Legacy merchandise line. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's start off talking about Will Ospreay. Plenty of people talking about him as speculation continues to swirl and grow surrounding the New Japan star possibly signing with AEW and being revealed as the mystery signing this weekend at Full Gear. So we got the latest on the Will Ospreay rumors and news amid speculation he could be set to appear at Full Gear tomorrow night and put pen to paper on an All Elite Wrestling contract. Now, AEW President and CEO Tony Khan has successfully created a lot of buzz around tomorrow night's AEW Full Gear event when he announced on Wednesday that AEW had come to terms with one of the world's best wrestlers who would sign their contract at Full Gear on Saturday. Now, following Khan's announcement, fans speculated many names that could be announced, with two of the major names speculated being Will Ospreay and Mercedes Moné. Of course, we brought you yesterday the report from Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select that those in AEW believe that the signing is not Mercedes, which has led to most believing that the signing will be revealed as none other than Will Ospreay himself. Now, we brought you earlier on today that Andrew Zarian of the MacMen podcast, he noted that he was told that the signing was indeed Will Ospreay, but that he could be wrong. Now, PW Insider has provided an update on Zarian's comments, reiterating that Ospreay's contract with New Japan Pro Wrestling expires in 2024, specifically in February of 2024, which has led to a lot of people saying, well, if his contract with New Japan expires in February of next year, how can he put pen to paper on a contract with AEW, essentially securing his future away from New Japan Pro Wrestling in the process? Of course, we do know that AEW and New Japan have a working relationship, but still, it would be unusual to say the least. However, PW Insider have confirmed that sources have indicated that Ospreay has been given New Japan Pro Wrestling's blessing to explore discussions with other companies, which is why Barry Bloom was hired to oversee Ospreay's conversations several months ago. PW Insider has also noted that multiple companies, at least 3, are interested in Ospreay and have reached out to him with offers. So, it doesn't really confirm if Ospreay is indeed the person who is going to be revealed tomorrow as AEW's latest signing at Full Gear, but it does answer some questions that people have had. One, when does Ospreay's New Japan contract actually expire? It's been confirmed once again, it's February of 2024, that being February of next year. However, I guess the key involved in all of this is that PW Insider is confirming that New Japan has given blessing to Ospreay to talk to other companies, which is maybe why Ospreay has been able to come to terms with AEW, if indeed he is the person behind the mystery tease. So we'll let you know about that if we get more details, but what are your thoughts on the latest news surrounding Will Ospreay, his New Japan contract, if indeed he is the person who is the mystery signing, the big signing as teased by Tony Khan? How do you think this has come around? Do you think it's an agreement worked out between New Japan and AEW? What do you think his contract would look like with AEW? Or do you think the person is going to be revealed to be someone else entirely? Let me know your thoughts about it, as always, in the comments section below. Now, a big story this week was regarding Megha Parekh in All Elite Wrestling. Now, Megha Parekh, according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, is still the Senior Vice President and Head of Legal for the Jacksonville Jaguars, of course, that being the NFL franchise owned by the Khan family. Now, we had a story earlier this week. It came from Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, who had reported that in recent months, Parekh had stepped back from the majority of her duties in All Elite Wrestling. Now, it was said that she'd stepped back to focus on other big projects, including the Jacksonville Jaguars, and also a possible stadium plan for the franchise too. But the Wrestling Observer newsletter has provided some more details on this, saying that one version of the reasoning of her stepping back from AEW is that she's just concentrating on the football side of things, i.e. the NFL franchise, the Jacksonville Jaguars. However, others have said that's just a public reason and there's more to it. Now, Meltzer didn't expand as to what more to it actually means, or specifically the reasons that would have led her to stepping back from AEW. So what are your thoughts on this? It's pretty vague from Meltzer. Do you think there is more to it? Do you think it's Meltzer speculating, or is there something bigger at play here as to the reason why Megha Parekh has stepped back from her duties involving All Elite Wrestling? Let me know your thoughts about that. Now, recent weeks, we've seen a lot of conversation about Julia, interest in Julia, specifically from WWE. Now, last week, it was reported that WWE was interested in signing top Stardom star and current New Japan Strong Women's Champion, Julia. It was initially reported that Julia was expected at the WWE Performance Center later this month, and there has been an update on that situation, specifically because several people, including Dave Meltzer, suggested that she's got a contract with Bushiroad until 2024 next year, so it would be impossible for her to go to the Performance Center without the permission of Stardom and New Japan. Well, per PW Insider, there was a belief by some within the company that Julia would be at the Performance Center earlier this week for a tour of the facility. Now, Julia's visit was set to be just that, a visit and not an official tryout. PW Insider also notes that Simon Inoki was expected to come in and serve as a translator to assist Julia, whose first language is Japanese. Inoki has done some similar work for WWE in the past on and off over the years. Julia, of course, though, was in fact not at the WWE Performance Center this week, with one source admitting she was initially slated to be there this past Wednesday, but of course was not. Now, why wasn't she? Is that because she didn't get permission from Bushiroad, or was there something else at play? We don't know, but certainly it is interesting to note that some within WWE did expect her to be at the Performance Center for what they're describing as a tour of the facilities this week and not a tryout. What do you make of that, and is there going to be more to this story moving forward? Now, Adam Cole's been hit by the injury bug over the last 12 months, first with concussions and now with his broken ankle or broken foot that he's dealing with. Earlier this year, Adam Cole made his highly anticipated return to All Elite Wrestling after being sidelined with post-concussion syndrome for the latter half of 2022 and the early months of 2023. Upon his return, Cole was later paired with AEW World Champion MJF. Together, the duo won the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships at the AEW All-In 0 Hour pre-show. Of course, it then main evented the proper pay-per-view for the AEW World Championship. Less than a month into their reign, though, Cole sustained an ankle injury, which put him on the shelf once again. During the AEW Full Gear media call, AEW President Tony Khan addressed some of the concerns surrounding Cole's recent injury history. Quote, after his head injuries, when he came back, I think he had been so hot when he came in 2021, and for better or worse, I don't know if people believed he was ever going to get as hot as he had been, Khan said. Then in 2023, he defied all the expectations. I told him at Wembley Stadium that I take as much more pride in this probably than anything we've done all year. There's people that didn't think he would get as hot as he had been in the peak of his career, and I believe in 2023 he's been hotter than he ever was or has been. And for us, certainly, he's helped move so much business. Adam Cole is one of the most important people in AEW. Now, despite the freak ankle injury Cole then suffered at AEW Dynamite Grand Slam, Khan maintains a positive outlook on Cole's future and the future of AEW as a whole, specifically touting his satisfaction with the recent AEW Wrestle Dream event. Amidst Cole's absence from the ring, MJF was tasked with defending the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships by himself against the Righteous at Wrestle Dream. While the odds were not in his favor, MJF managed to retain the titles for himself and Cole. However, he's going to have to do the same thing tomorrow at AEW Full Gear once again on the 0 Hour pre-show, except this time it looks like he may have a tag team partner. Many are speculating it could be Samoa Joe, who has been stating his case to be his partner amid Cole's absence. Let me know your thoughts about that, and let me know your thoughts about Adam Cole when it comes to the injury issues he's had over the past 12 months. Now, WrestleMania 40 next year is going to be in Philadelphia, and we got some details and some changes when it comes to the Raw and SmackDown and NXT events, but Raw and SmackDown specifically the week of WrestleMania. WWE WrestleMania is unquestionably the biggest pro wrestling event of each and every year, and in 2024, the company built by Vince McMahon takes its grand spectacle to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This will be WrestleMania's first trip to the city of brotherly love since all the way back in 1999 during the height of the Attitude Era. As usual, WWE will surround WrestleMania with a week's worth of events in the city, including live broadcasts of Raw and SmackDown. However, according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, WWE's WrestleMania week editions of Raw and SmackDown will look a bit different next year. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, WWE has decided not to make use of its usual huge entrance stage setup for Raw and SmackDown episodes surrounding WrestleMania 40, held at the Wells Fargo Center. The reported reasoning is that WWE feels its brand is doing quite well right now, and that with all the thousands of people from various places in town for WrestleMania, WWE can sacrifice having an elaborate stage in order to sell more tickets for each show. Wrestling Observer newsletter says the show will now be set up for an attendance of 18,553 fans, as opposed to the usual 13,000 range allowed in the venue with their usual stage. Additionally, the report claims that with WWE under the new ownership as part of the combined TKO Group holdings, there's a renewed focus on maximizing revenue and lowering operational costs. Not having to transport and assemble the usual Raw and SmackDown stage will enable the company to save money on these shows while selling the maximum amount of tickets. For what it's worth, several people have reached out to WWE to confirm, and was told the report is, quote, sound reasoning without specifically confirming the details. So WWE staying quite quiet on it, but expect the minimalist stage approach for these big TVs around these big events, including WrestleMania. So keep an eye on that. Now, Julia Hart has been impressing many in AEW in recent weeks and months, and she's clearly found her connection to the audience, and it's paying off. Now, Hart was on a roll leading into Wrestle Dream, which saw her lose an AEW TBS title match to Chris Statlander. Following the match, Julia Hart would take several weeks off television as she married Lee Johnson and went on her honeymoon. Upon returning, though, she still had the interest from the crowd. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select is reporting that he was told there were some initial creative plans that were altered for Julia Hart, but they haven't been told how consequential those will be. However, it was stated to Fightful that she was in store for an immediate push and that her crowd reactions haven't gone unnoticed. Now, it was implied the creative changes either had to do with Sky Blue or Willow Nightingale, the latter of whom Julia beat in a top contender match for a TBS title opportunity. Now, Hart competes for the TBS Championship tomorrow at Full Gear in a three-way match against Statlander and Sky Blue, and Fightful are told whether or not she wins the title, there are plans for a continued focus on her as her character has connected quite well. So Julia Hart in line for a big push moving forward in AEW. Finally, Bray Wyatt, it still feels crazy to say that he's no longer with us, but there is some positive news when it comes to the family and how to support them after the tragic passing of their loved one. Now, WWE has launched a new merchandise collection to celebrate the legacy of the late Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda. The Bray Wyatt Legacy Collection launched on WWE Shop today, that being Friday, and includes several new t-shirt designs. The collection, which is in partnership with the Rotunda family, honors Wyatt's legacy and will benefit his four children, that being Hyrie, Nash, Kendall, and Caden. Wyatt, 36, passed away unexpectedly on August 24. His death was caused by a heart issue. WWE Hall of Famer Mike Rotunda, Wyatt's father, told Forbes that he is happy the new merchandise collection will help keep Wyatt's spirit alive among WWE fans. Quote, "I go do some autograph signings here and there, and I've had so many people come up to my table supporting Wyndham with Firefly shirts and guys with tattoos on their arms," Rotunda said. "It's pretty cool. This is helpful. What WWE is doing to keep that spirit alive among the WWE universe, which will in turn keep Wyndham's characters alive in their mind. It's awesome what they're doing." Rotunda said celebrating Wyatt's legacy will also help Wyatt's younger children remember who their father was. Quote, "Especially for Nash and Hyrie, this is important," Rotunda said. "Kendall and Caden know who their dad is because they're a little older, but you don't remember everything when you're 3 or 4 years old. With the stuff WWE is putting out there, they'll be able to look back and see exactly who their dad was. It's awesome that they're going to get a chance to relive some of their moments their dad did." So excellent news for the Wyatt family, and still thoughts, prayers and condolences go out to the family and the loved ones of Bray Wyatt. But there you go, guys. That's the latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.